when you grow and you connect with your colleagues, industry peers, alumni, you are extending and expanding your network and the likelihood that your profile will appear in searches by recruiters and hiring managers. Okay. You can send connection requests. You can if you know the people personally, then you can personalize the request. You can say, hey, I know we went to X school together. It's been a while since we've been able to connect. Or, hey, we used to work. I don't know if you remember me, but we used to work together at such and such company, so on and so forth. You have all of these opportunities to just start to connect with people you already know, from friends, families, colleagues, alumni. So today I wanted to just talk about a question that I got from a listener. I like when you all send me in questions. So continue to do. I would love those as you're sending in questions. Make sure that you rate and review the podcast also. So the question that I got was all around, how do I become more visible on LinkedIn as a job seeker without risking my current position or role? I want to be discreet, but I want to make LinkedIn as effective as possible. So today we're talking about the 5 steps that you can do to become more visible on LinkedIn. The caveat to that too is without it affecting your current job. And I know some of you all at LinkedIn has done some data and feedback on it, but around people who they don't want their bosses and managers or whomever coworkers to know that they're job searching. And so this can sometimes hinder people's ability to utilize the platform as much as they want to or would like to, because they don't want people to even think that they're looking for another job. But I always tell people that you are a brand outside of your work, because your work is just what you do. It is not who you are. And so you can definitely check with your legal team or whomever to make sure that the things that you're doing on any platform, not just LinkedIn, but that they do not impact or affect your job. And I know a lot of people will even say this content is not on the companies. This is my personal views, etc. So let's get into the 5 ways that you can become more visible on LinkedIn. The first way is to simply optimize your profile. This is where you're going to just enhance your profile so that you can attract more views. Make sure that your headline clearly states your professional identity, your expertise, and a summary detail of the skills and your accomplishments. Use industry specific keywords throughout your profile to improve the visibility that you want and you show up in a search. A lot of you may have the company that you work for in your headline. It says whatever your job title is in your headline. The job title that you have now may not be the job title that you want in the future. And so you have the ability to increase and change whatever your headline says. And you do want to use all of the characters or most of the characters that are there. So if you are an accountant, it doesn't just have to say accountant at McKinsey Corporation. It could say certified professional accountant, account manager, accounting professional. You could use all of those characters there. So don't feel like vice president of accounting manager, so on and so forth. You want to, again, use that opportunity. It is prime real estate. Use that prime real estate to get the attention of recruiters and hiring managers. Okay. So that's 1. Optimize your LinkedIn profile. Number 2 is where a lot of you get hung up on, and that is engaging with content. People do not like to engage on LinkedIn content. Now, LinkedIn study shows that only 1% of LinkedIn users actually use the platform on a daily basis. Now, LinkedIn has about 1 billion users, like people have an account. Only 1% of those people actually utilize their accounts on a regular basis. But regularly liking and commenting, comments more than, but if you want comments, if you want, when I say engaging, liking is a part of engagement, but really engagement comes from having a conversation. But liking, commenting, and sharing relevant posts that are in your industry. For a lot of my clients, not all, but a lot of my clients are in supply chain operations and procurement. So they're going to share things that are going on, like supply chain disruptions. They're talking about negotiations, vendor relationships, things around that nature, right? So this shows your achievement and your engagement in your actual field, which can help attract the attention again of recruiters, potential employers. But you can also publish articles and post your own content to showcase your own professional knowledge, your own opinion, your own expertise, and be a thought leader in the industry. So you don't just have to engage in other people's content. People can very well engage in your content and you can be seen as a thought leader or industry expert. But if you're just starting out and you're like, I'm not ready to write anything of my own yet because I am nervous about that, then just start to engage, comment on other people's platforms. Okay. Just take it one step at a time. Rome wasn't built over a day, and neither will your LinkedIn profile. Number three is around growing your network. Allow yourself to, now, an all star, and I use air quotes, an all star profile for LinkedIn is having 500 connections. Now, I know I don't even know 500 people in real life, I don't believe, but I have quite a few LinkedIn connections, about 23,000. I don't know them all intimately, of course, but I do have conversations with people in the private messaging in the inbox. So we do have those relationships. And so people who are in the industry will reach out to me. Sometimes they're reaching out for, they have a question, asking about speaking engagements, so on and so forth. The list goes on. But when you grow and you connect with your colleagues, industry peers, alumni, you are extending and expanding your network and the likelihood that your profile will appear in searches by recruiters and hiring managers. Okay. You can send connection requests. You can if you know the people personally, then you can personalize the request. You can say, hey, I know we went to X amount X school together. It's been a while since we've been able to connect. Or, hey, we used to work. I don't know if you remember me, but we used to work together at such and such company, so on and so forth. You have all of these opportunities to just start to connect with people you already know, from friends, families, colleagues, alumni. Start connecting with people you know already. I know for some of you, it may be very difficult for you to connect with strangers. For me, it's the opposite. I am very comfortable connecting with people I don't know. And it used to be a challenge for me and still is. And it's the mindset work that I do around people who I actually know. But I do it anyway. And I don't necessarily send them, they already, like, they know me. So I don't necessarily even send them a personalized connection. I just connect. But you can, for someone who you haven't seen in a while, send them a message. Depending on when you listen to this, I always tell people that the holidays, the New Year, Christmas, Thanksgiving, any times we're doing things like that, those are always great times to connect with people. At the beginning of the year, you can always say, hey, you know what? My goal for the year is to make intentional connections. And so I'm starting that with you. For people who around the holidays, it can be happy holidays to you and your family. I know we haven't seen each other in a while. How was your holiday or whatever? There are so many opportunities for you to do that. Okay. The fourth one is to join and participate in LinkedIn groups. Becoming a member of a LinkedIn group that is related to your industry or an industry that you're interested in. So for me, I am heavily involved and connected with groups related to procurement, supply chain, and operations. I don't know if you can see all of the groups I'm in, but if you could, you'll see that I'm in multiple ones. I'm in the Institute of Supply Chain Management group. I'm in the Six Sigma group. I'm in all of the groups that are related to anything that's even closely related to my industry. If you're looking to switch industries, you can join a group for an industry that you are interested in. So for me, at one point, I was like, I want to make this transition from a supply chain to HR, but I want to focus on supply chain, even in HR, right? If I was going to go into talent acquisition or DE&I, which I do supplier diversity. So being in a DE&I role for employers was like is a natural progression, and I know the transferable skills there, right? So, I can join those groups. So I could easily join those groups. So for you, if you're looking to transition into operations or into supply chain or into logistics of any sort, those are great ones. Maybe that's not what you're interested in. Maybe it is HR, maybe it's accounting, maybe it's healthcare, maybe it's pharma, maybe it's biotech. Even if you're still going to be in the industry, so say for example, you wanted to be in operations in the pharmaceutical industry or biotech or biomed industry. You could join that group as well, right? So even if there's a lean group. So if you're like in lean or continuous improvement, there's a group for everything. I have a client right now who has a 9 to 5, but she's also looking to get into more real estate and do some things around there. So we searched and found groups around real estate in her city. So even like something like you would think real estate, yes, there are realtors on LinkedIn. And so that has been great for her. Like she actually was able to find a realtor that has a very similar background to her, right? So anything that you want to do, you can find it on LinkedIn. There is a group for it. And if there's not a group for it, maybe you can start that group. Okay. Number 5 is all around your ability to use the open to work concept. If you're open to, now I want to give this for people who are currently employed and those who are unemployed. If you are if you are open to new opportunities, but concerned that your employer might find out, use the LinkedIn's open to work feature, but let's keep it on a privacy signal, which it says recruiters only can find you. And this can be done without showing, so you don't get the open to work badge around you, that green banner. You don't get that if you do like recruiters only. You get the green banner when it says that you're open to the public. Okay. Now, for those who have even a recruiter, whatever recruiter from my current job looks for me, the way that the algorithms are set up and the way that LinkedIn has its features is that it does take into consideration your current role and will not allow for recruiters at your current job to see you. That's not even something that you have to worry about is, am I going to be seen by recruiters at my current company? What they know? The answer is no. Okay. By implementing a few of these strategies, you can enhance your presence on LinkedIn and you can attract more opportunities to you while maintaining a low profile regarding your job search activities. Okay. So I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know which of the LinkedIn strategies you decide to implement. I will love to know which ones you do. And if you're going to be on the platform, you might as well connect with me on LinkedIn. So if we are not connected already, let's do now. After you do all of this, if you're like, hey, I've implemented these strategies, I am still not getting anywhere when it comes to recruiters or hiring managers reaching out to me on the platform. I need more support. I need more help. Then let's jump on a call and let's go over your LinkedIn profile together. You can schedule a consult. It is a 30-minute consult. And what we're going to do is just go through your LinkedIn profile and see why you may not be getting connections with recruiters and why people may not be looking at your profile as much as you would like. So schedule that consult. So 30-minute, we're going to talk about what's working with your on the platform for you and your profile, what's not working for you, and what you can do differently. That is a 30-minute free call. It is a consultation call. And after that, if you decide that you do want to work with me and for me to be your career coach, I would love to do so. We could talk about what it's like to work with me after we look at your profile. So go to the show notes, schedule that consult, and let's look at your LinkedIn profile together. All right. Okay. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Career School Podcast. And I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye bye.